Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Streaming. And today we're already up to our 6th episode where we will revisit setting up our Twitch alerts. And we will also be working on updating and improving some of our profile graphics. Now, why are we going to revisit setting up Twitch alerts? Is because in the earlier stream when I did this, I missed a crucial step. We just did one part by setting it up inside of Twitch, but we also need to set it up in OBS so we can get the effect to work properly on stream. And that's what we're going to look into today and also to set up. So I will head on over to Twitch and let's start talking streaming. Just getting a little bit set up here. Sorry about that. All right, great. So we navigated to the alerts by going to your profile, create your dashboard, and then to the alerts button in the left-hand menu. And here we have our alert box that we've been working with so far. Now we're going to edit alerts, and you see this down here, the browser source URL. Now this is a code that we should copy and somehow enter somewhere in OBS. So we have to look into the specifics of how. And what this does, it's overlaying what we're seeing on screen now, these alerts, and it's overlaying them on the stream. So we will actually be able to see them on the stream. Now, another thing I also realized was in regards to the order of sequence of these, which I also talked about last time. And especially as they're related to our goals. Let's see where they were. Let's go down. So here we set up a few goals. And the question I raised last time, which I wasn't sure of, was in what order sequence these guys should be, and what does that mean? So if our first goal started, means that is this what will happen first? But what happens if we reach the next state, which is 25%, which is more specific? Does this mean that we would trigger both the first alert that the goal has started and then trigger new goal 25% reached, meaning that on the last one, the next last one, we will see every alert before that alert? And from what I could understand from the brief documentation I read, that's the case. So the more specific alert should be at the top and then in falling order, meaning that this list of priorities that we see right here, and I bad finger that one, so we delete this one, is in the wrong order. So it should be like this. So let's just quickly fix this. So now it goes goal reached, new goal 75%, then 50, 25, and the goal has started. Now, when I think about this, this makes sense from a IT perspective because it's checking, hey, did we reach the goal? And if that's true, we reached the goal, we hit the goal, then we don't need to go through all the other things. And no, we didn't reach the goal, so we can go down the next one, 75%, and so on and so forth. In the previous one, it would go, all right, have we started the goal? Yes, we have. Good, we're going to alert that. And then it will read the next one. Have we reached 25%? Yes, okay, then we're going to maybe start that. So this is exactly what the documentation said. So we will see when this actually happens. That was step one. And step two is this browser source URL. So let's go to trusty Google and do Twitch browser alert code URL where to put in OBS. And let's see what OBS website says. Choose an alert provider. So I guess the alert provider in our case would be Twitch. Yes, and in Twitch case, I believe it's called, because here the documentation for OBS says that to add the alert overlay to OBS Studio, find the URL for your alert, and that the name of this alert URL can have different names. And for Twitch, I believe it's called browser source URL, which you again see marked here. So let's copy this one. Select the scene you wish to add your alert from the scenes list. Okay, I see. So we're setting this up in the scenes part of OBS as a new source, and it's a browser source. All right, so let's do that. Let me bring up OBS. Move this over to you guys. Sorry for the infinite loop. And down in our sources here. No, sorry, did it say scenes? Let me check. Select the scene you wish to add your alerts to, and then sources. Okay, so it's a new source, which makes sense. We want to output a new source. And we're going to click the plus sign. And here's the browser. And we're going to call this, or I'm going to call this Twitch alerts group 1, which is the name of our group, so we know. Click OK. And then cut and paste the code here. With height, I'm just going to keep this as standard. Let's keep it standard for now. And then we should have it on top, I would assume. In the source list, add properly adjust the width into the alert. Click OK to save your changes, and you should have a new alert. Okay, so we've set this up for OBS. Should be done. So let's see if we can test this. So I'm just gonna do this so we can see both the output of OBS and Twitch. And I remember that I couldn't figure out what this send test alert button is on Twitch because I couldn't get it to work. And I'm guessing what it's doing is sending out this so we actually trigger it on the stream, and that's why we couldn't see it, simply because I hadn't integrated what I just now did, the Twitch browser source URL with OBS. So I'm going to try and test this now, then test alert, and see what happens. There we go. And now it's let's see if I can get the audio to kick off as well here. That's one thing I'm kind of getting into is this desktop audio, but whenever I have like music on or something, mic just drops volume wise. So it's one of those things to learn as you go and expand. And you see this for our alerts, this is where it's located. And I'm not happy with the placement. So I just want to drag it straight center of the screen. Maybe you guys will hear the sound now from the desktop, and I'm going to trigger this again and we can see what happens.
Followers goal 50% reached. Making progress on getting there. I couldn't get to this point without you. Let's keep growing together.
And these, I believe, are testing every single variant.
Followers goal started.
And eventually we're going to come here.
We reached our followers goal of 153. Thank you everyone. We got it done together, smile.
One day soon. All right, so good. Now this I guess was the last part for now for setting up Twitch alerts. last step, like I said, was what we did now. We just went to Twitch, profile icon, creators dashboard, went to the alerts, enter our alerts group, and grabbed our browser source URL. We copied that, we entered OBS, created a new source, a new browser source, and in there we just inputted our URL, and that was it. Excellent. So that went faster than expected. So we're going to move on now in the stream, and we're going to do some updates to our social media profiles because I realized that let's say obviously the account here is streaming Zero to Hero, but I've been thinking about a tagline or like a motto or something more to kind of emphasize what it is about. And I've been kind of thinking about it for a while, and I realized for the past 5 days, it actually been staring me right in the face. And the tagline is going to be, let's talk streaming. So streaming Zero to Hero, let's talk streaming. It just works for me. So that's what we're going to do next. Let's just back out of Twitch here. You can actually close that down now, and I'm going to move OBS out of the way. And I'm going to open up Affinity Photo 2. And we're going to do some graphical work. And here we are. And the first thing I want to fix is the banner for Twitch. And the good thing about me saving this in the source format, let's say for Affinity Photo, is that I can just continue editing versus having to recreate it. Let's talk streaming. Let's see which size make the most sense. That's too big. 56, 40 maybe? Still want to go where it kind of is a little bit before the G. No, so that's too small. I want it to be visible but not overpowering, and kind of so that it fits the design. Now I'm just thinking a little bit about the placement. How do I like this? And I'm not sure if you can hear this, guys, that I'm a little bit, let's just say, tired in my voice and tired, which is actually true. But sometimes you just got to go out and do what you got to do and stream anyways. That's how we're following our schedule that we talked about in yesterday's stream and get that consistency going. Sometimes you just got to dig a little bit deeper and get going with it. So where's the zoom tool? So here's the zoom tool, and let's say zoom 100%. How am I liking this? So what I'm looking at now is I'm kind of looking over how it flows. So I like that we fit the text between the S and the G. This is a graphical divider, Zero to Hero, and it adds to the entire thing. And it's not over empowering, and it's actually also readable, especially if we go, let's say, smaller, versus before. You can actually see it's Let's Talk Streaming. So not only streaming Zero to Hero, of course, compels or should be kind of known to the gaming community doing Zero to Hero challenges, but for everyone else, and also gamers, let's talk streaming. So now it's become super clear what my channel is about, and that's communicated in the graphical element, which we're working on now. Another improvement I want to make is I want to add the brand colors we got going. Because this was, like you remember, I just posted up there because it's better to have something than nothing. And that's what we're going to go and do next. So I'm just going to go back to Twitch. And was it settings? I'm just trying to remember where I entered the branding things. Content. Nope. So we go back to the trusted way we did before. Create a dashboard. And about me. Accent color. And now we're back here. So it was indeed under settings channel. And do we have a top choice? Branding. All right, so that's why I couldn't find it. All right, so it's FF8000. Copy that, and we'll see if this is CMYK or not. CMYK is just a type of how they do colors. And just go up here. I want to input it. Here we go. So it's a RGB hex slider. Okay. Is this actually the same hue and color of it? Far from it. So we might have the wrong color scale. Do we see which color scale we actually have here? Let's see if we can use another trick. Just snip it and we use the color grabber and see what this corresponds to. We have our color picker. It's probably looking better. So here in Affinity, I see that they have actually a color picker, should have a color picker built in. And let's see what that does. And now I am trying to figure out why I can't get the same color going. Good question. It's one of those things that you can work on figuring out and grow in your skill set. Do we have any other sliders which allows me to enter the hex values? So it was a opacity thing for some reason. This is, you see that? Now we matched it. And now I'm thinking, should we have bar here? Line? So let's do, no, stay. I want to add some rulers and guides. Drag and drop question mark. Let's just base it off a freehand then. Do we actually have a line tool? Question. So let's work with what we got. So something like that. We're on a new layer. Bucket. Let's work a little bit with positioning. So roughly there, centered. And you can see it's lining up there too now with the center. See the blue lines. And now we do 10 pixels maybe. Better than we had before, I would think. And we now also have the tagline. So I think I'm happy for that. Fonts I can play around with later. So it's still, again, not overdoing it, but doing increment improvements day by day, trying to get the stream just a little bit better than it was yesterday. Save, file export. Just do this. So that was the Twitch banner. Now we do the same for our next one. Not streaming. What was it? It was FF8000. I remember that correctly. FF8000, and we have the opacity problem. There we go. What are your thoughts about doing this type of graphical, I would like to say graphical design, but the simple part of it, just try to do with work with what you can and know and build from there. How does that resonate with you as a, let's say, method of approach on avoiding streaming overwhelm and actually improving your stream gradually over time? I would love to hear from you. So if you're in chat, I would love to hear from you. If you're watching this recording, just comment wherever you find this video with how you think this is working for you. Is this way of me sharing streaming growth in this way, does that make sense for you? Let's let me know. I'm kind of doing this as much for you guys as I'm doing it for myself. Like I said, it's not just my journey. It's not just your journey. I see it as a journey we do together. That was another one down. And let's do YouTube banner. And the YouTube banner, we can actually change this tagline now. And what size was it? And I also remember we need to move this along as well. It was 42. Pixels. And then we also moved it one space, and then of course the color. And I would actually see if I can copy this one. Back to the YouTube banner. What do you think? I think that looks a bit better now that we have some color on here. All right, so do we have any more graphical elements like this? Not here, and I guess if we see them, we can always come back, and then this is also helpful to be graphical elements like this. Always save your originals in case you have to go back. All right, so let's get these uploaded. We're already at Twitch, and we're just gonna have to go to our channel about page, and let's see where we can upload these. Not here, it turns out. Now, where did we upload these? Under brand, maybe? Yep. Custom image, this is for the actual banner. Unexpected error, please try again. Why? Wait, what's going on here with the file size? No, file size is good. So are we good? We can, of course, verify this in just a sec. All right, so let's see how this this looks.
Exclamation point, don't.
And now I'm trying to remember just where did we see our see the profile. Mm. So I'm streaming now, so we don't see the banner. All right, so maybe this is something you guys can only see when I'm not streaming. Anyways, I'll see if I can grab a photo and add it to the recording just to showcase how it looks. All right, so let's move on and let's see if we can see what more we can do here. So we're just going to go back to our profile, create your dashboard, and I know in the Stream Manager we have like a lot of these new pop-up stuff everywhere. So let's review this. So activity feed, filter new, see all your third-party events in one place, selecting crowd control. So these are some of the streamer tools. There were external tools, but we're not using that yet. So I can close this down. There's some nice followers. Thank you for the follows. Then collaborate and stream with your friends. I'd love to do that, but I'm not there yet. So, and then introducing stories. Partners and affiliates who had at least one stream. The last of days can post stories through a new Twitch mobile app feature. Interesting, but I am not a partner, nor am I affiliate yet, so it doesn't really apply to me. We can have a quick look in their blog to see what that's about. So help me stay connected with my community when I'm not live. That's a good thing. So it's short post format and they expire after 48 hours. All right, so it's the way to just do short updates, I guess, similar to YouTube or TikTok Shorts or Instagram, I would say. We'll look into this more when we get there. Right, and I almost forget that we need to actually go over to and check YouTube because we had an image to update there. As you see here, the old one. So we're going to change it for the new one. Wrong one. So it's this one, YouTube banner. that's looking a lot better already. Stands out, easy to read. Let's talk streaming. Okay, so everyone gets this is going to be about streaming. Yeah, I like it so far. We can add more bells and whistles and graphic looking good stuff later on. So I think that's going to be it. I worked through these topics a lot faster than expected. And it's a Friday evening, and I've been streaming, like I said, 6 days in a row. So I'm actually going to stop the stream now. And I do that because I don't have any viewers on, and I'm not stopping because I don't have any viewers. It's more like I realized that I am growing into this consistency streaming schedule. And I feel great that I've actually gone and started and did the stream. And it's this analogy with the gym, right? Where, which I've said before, which you go into the gym and you hit it hard, like 3, 4, 5 hours for a week. And then the second week, you're just going to be so sore and you're not going to go back to the gym. Better to under promise and over deliver than it is to just keep push. It's not sustainable and you stop and then you don't reach your goals and dreams. So I'm going to leave you with that motivational tidbit and wish you the best Friday, and I will catch you in tomorrow's stream.